All right, and with that sound, that means that the recording has officially started. So thanks for those of you that are on with us live. If you got on a few minutes early and saw kind of our green room prep, you got a little bit of behind the scenes. Looking forward to this session today. Whether some of you might be on Danny Inney's list. Danny actually had a conflict that came up, so I'm jumping on for him. A lot of you I know have come from our list at Industry 5 as well. You might have also come from Melinda Cohen's list, Margaret Lynch Rainier. We're all part of this Miracy umbrella, and we are all really excited to have this training session with Christina Hills, your host for today. And, as I was mentioning to people just a little bit ago, she is the number one person I usually recommend when I have a client that comes to me and says, hey, before I start my LinkedIn marketing or my email marketing, I really need to get my website figured out. Or I need to update my website. And just really has done a great job of taking her experience, her expertise, and making it very accessible and usable. So small business owners, entrepreneurs can take this and get websites up quickly that are done very well, not just in the way they're designed, but in the flow of how they are driving people to hopefully buy from you and learn from you, interact with you, book a strategy session, whatever the situation might be. So I am very excited for what Christina has planned today. I'll be hanging out in the chat. I'll be jumping back on at Q&A. So if there's any questions you have, feel free to reach out there and, let us know. For those of you who were on here earlier, I saw a lot of people from all over. Let us know where you're calling in from. You should be able to use the chat to communicate with us, and we'll be happy to call some people out there. But in the meantime, Christina, I'll turn it over to you. Let you take it away.
All right. Thank you so much. Well, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So hello, everyone. My name is Christina Hills, and you are here to learn how to easily create a beautiful website in WordPress, even if you hate technology. And first off, I want to know, does any of this sound familiar? You tried to set up a website once and just got completely confused. You thought of hiring a web designer but stopped when you saw the price. Or you tried to teach yourself WordPress but found online information overwhelming. And I know some people here have already hired a web designer or have been through that before and knows what it's like working with people, and I'll be talking about that more. Well, my name is Christina Hills. I'm an international WordPress coach and teacher, and my passion and gift is teaching technology and making it easy. Since 2008, I've taught more than 4,257 coaches, consultants, speakers, authors, and business owners how to quickly and easily create a website with WordPress. All kinds of professionals, and maybe you want to type in the chat what kind of professional you are. Here's just some of them. I have business coaches, I have consultants, life coaches, educators, healers, healthcare professionals, health coaches, photographers, project managers, and all kinds of people, spiritual professionals, speakers, sales reps, all kinds of people I have taught how to build WordPress sites from all over the globe, 42 countries and 5 continents. I know we have folks on here from Australia and the US and Canada, and if you want to type in the chat where you are, you can go ahead and do that. It's really, I have an international community. But I want to let you know I was not trained as a graphic designer. My background is in visual effects. I was a visual effects artist for George Lucas's company, Industrial Light and Magic. And the most famous film I worked on was Star Wars. And let me just back up. That's my IMDb page. You can look me up on IMDb, and those are the movies that I did work on. And here's just a screenshot from Star Wars. Well, I left that career. It was a fabulous career. I really loved it, but my daughter was born and I wanted to be home with her and focus on my family. So that's when I decided to become an online entrepreneur. So I want you to just turn off all distractions, cell phones, social media, email. You don't want a silly text to distract you from the training today because it'll be there. Like, I'm sure many of you remember the old days before we had cell phones and social media to distract us. So just stay focused here, and we will have a Q&A section. But you might want to write down your questions while it's happening. Now, what I try to do is in my slides answer questions people are thinking of, but you want to write them down, and then at the end we'll go through the questions that were submitted. And also, you're going to want to stay with me until the end, where I'm going to do a YouTube video. No, I'm going to do a YouTube demonstration. So I'm going to show you how to embed a YouTube video into a WordPress website. All right, so why do you need to be able to build your own websites? Well, you must be able to quickly create, grow, and update your websites yourself, because your number one job is to sell products and programs and services to new and current customers. And why do you need to do this yourself? Well, Dan Kennedy, who is like the godfather of direct marketing, and I love this quote. He says, "The person who believes and says that he or she is not creative, is not innovative, is not good at marketing, is most likely to fail in business." If you feel that you have to give away responsibilities for these functions to others, such as ad agencies, copywriters, artists, and consultants, you'll create a mammoth economic drain on your business. Now, my point that I'm trying to make here is we're all growing in business, right? We all start out somewhere and our business goes and it grows. And once your business grows really big, you're going to be making so much money, you're going to hire, you might even have full-time staff to manage your website. But most people don't start out that way. So it's really important to be able to know how to manage your website, because it is your face to the world, right? So your website is the heart of your marketing. And we have all different kinds of social media: Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, which is now called X, Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube, many others, TikTok. But at the heart of the world online, your website is at the center, because you don't own your social media, right? You own your website. You have total control of your website. But if you just build a Facebook page, business page, or just have a LinkedIn profile, you never know when they can decide to shut you down for the wrong reasons. I'm sure everyone here knows someone, if not experienced it themselves, but usually everybody knows somebody who got their account shut down for no good reason and couldn't get any answers. So you don't want to rely on social media only for your online business. And as I said before, as your business grows, you'll know how to hire and manage people to work with you. And a successful online business enables the lifestyle you desire. So, as I mentioned, that's me and my daughter Maggie when she was younger. A big reason why I started my business is so that I could be with her. All right, so we're talking specifically today about WordPress. So, why use WordPress? Well, big brands use WordPress. Here are just a few of the Fortune 500 companies that use WordPress to run their websites. So Sony Music uses WordPress. The Walt Disney Company uses WordPress. Star Wars, their blog, is on a WordPress website. Even Microsoft uses WordPress as well. And for those of you in the spiritual community, Wayne Dyer also uses WordPress. And I just want to make a little note. I have lots of slides because I like to talk and teach with pictures. So my slides are going to move along at a pretty good pace. But when we get to the Q&A, I can go slower if people want me to go back and repeat anything. All right, so serious businesses choose WordPress. So WordPress is used by 63.3% of all the websites whose content management systems we know. That is 43.2% of all websites. So it is really huge. And you can see here that WordPress basically runs the internet, and this is sort of a breakdown. WordPress is number one. Then there's custom code. Those are people that have just hired a developer to just build their site from the ground up. And then there's all these other little ones as well. So WordPress is the big 600-pound gorilla. WordPress is the best choice because it is open source software run by a nonprofit. So that means it's free to the public. And it's pretty amazing how all these developers across the globe contribute to WordPress and write the software. And it's been updated and enhanced nonstop since 2003. And I started teaching WordPress in 2008. So this worldwide team of developers are constantly innovating. WordPress is the most flexible software to use. So again, if you just joined us, I'm talking about WordPress. That's the software, the most popular software used to build your website. So WordPress has over 10,000 theme designs, 60,000 plugins, unlimited independent web hosting, and I will explain more about that in a few slides. So important influencers, and here's just a few, use WordPress. So these are just a few of my colleagues who I gathered some slides for. We're all using WordPress. We are not using Wix, Squarespace, or Weebly. So Wix, Squarespace, or Weebly, they've been around, but they're much more restrictive. They're less customizable. They cost more. There's less functionality, fewer themes and plugins, and more restrictions. WordPress versus Wix versus Squarespace. As you can see, there's over 10,000 easily changeable themes. And if you don't know what a theme is, I have some slides I'm going to be talking about that. Your content is exportable, meaning you can take it out and take it somewhere else. You can go to different web hosting companies. There's all this flexibility with WordPress. That's why the bigger companies, more professional companies, they don't use Wix or Squarespace. They use WordPress. Wix only has 900 themes and you can't change it. The content's not exportable. You can only host on their platform. Same with Squarespace. They're even more limited in their theme design. And here's a little screenshot I took of the Wix Help Center. Somebody said, I can't change my template? That's crazy. So, and he was wanting to get his money back because he realized he couldn't make any changes. All right, so what I want to do is give an overview of how websites work. So I'm going to just walk you through. Like I said, I like to teach with pictures. And for some people who are listening are going to think, well, I know that already. And other people are going to be like, wow, I love how the visuals tie it all together. So your website is your home on the internet. And this is the screenshot of my website creation workshop homepage. So you think of your website as the home on the internet. And your home has an address. So that address is your domain name. So I just typed in yourdomain.com. So it's like the label on your house, like ChristinaHills.com, Connect365.io, websitecreationworkshop.com. That's your address. So in order to have a website, you have to have a domain name. Now I've listed GoDaddy and Namecheap, but there's plenty of other places that you can buy a domain name. Then you also need web hosting. And these are just 3 companies that I work with. There's many, many other companies. Bluehost, SiteGround, Green Geeks, they're all very popular, but there's others as well. So if I'm talking about hosting and I'm not listing a company that you know or you've used, like maybe HostGator, don't worry about it. This is just for demonstration purposes. So you need a domain name, you need web hosting, and then you need the software. Right? So the WordPress software comes for free in your web hosting company. All right, so this is sort of how to think about it. Here's your browser and the visitor. Here's the internet up here in the cloud. Here on this right side is your web hosting company and the WordPress software. So the web hosting, they store your site and WordPress organizes it, right? So you get an account with one of these companies. They have a whole bunch of servers somewhere, and then you get the software installed in your hosting company. And then the domain name, here's the domain name, that's the address of your site. And the browser will display your site. So when somebody types in your website name, it goes up over into the internet cloud in the sky, and then it looks up what your website is, and then it serves it up the page to the visitor visiting you. So that's kind of basically how it works. So your website is made up of pages, and think of this as a wireframe. This is sort of a wireframe, and if you work with a web designer, if you spend a lot of money doing that, they'll talk about making wireframes. And that's basically a layout of, this is a very basic one, your home page. Maybe you have services, programs, or courses, or maybe you have products, about page, contact page, and possibly a blog. And so here's a screenshot of my home page, programs page, about page, contact page, and blog. All right, so what I want to do is I'm going to play a video, and hopefully the audio will come through. So it's embedded in my PowerPoint. This is a demonstration of creating a page. So someone or my assistant, just stop me if the audio is not working. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get out of PowerPoint, and I'm going to go into WordPress. Let me bring up my page, and I'm going to build. Let me turn my screen back on. All right, so what are we looking at here? We are looking at a test site for me to do a demonstration. And on this test site, I already have WordPress installed, and I already have a theme design that I've chosen for this first demo. In the second demo, I'll show some theme switching. And what I'm going to do is walk you through creating a page. Now I'm already logged in, and we know I'm logged in because you can see the top toolbar. So I'm going to come into the dashboard. And so now I'm on the inside of WordPress looking at the dashboard. And if I right click and open in a new browser, now I see the outside. So just pausing a little bit, what I'm doing here is called tabbed browsing. So are you familiar with tabbed browsing? You could write that in the chat if you're familiar with it. It's an easy way to work online where you're in one browser and you have two tabs, and you can go inside or you can go outside. So that's tabbed browsing in a nutshell. So now in this tab, I'm going to come to Pages, and I'm going to type in Add New. And now I'm going to call this About Christina Hills. And in here, I'm going to type in my content. So let me open up my Word doc. I'm going to use Microsoft Word. Now, you don't have to use Microsoft Word. It's just something I use, and it's very common. In fact, just type in the chat, do you use Microsoft Word? And it's called the chat. It might be called the question box here in GoToWebinar. So, okay, so I'm in Microsoft Word. I see a lot of people are saying yes. I'm going to copy, click and drag and select, and I'm going to paste. So I'm going to paste my bio in, and now I'm going to click publish. And if you're on a Mac, you might be using something else. So I'm now clicking publish, and then I'm going to click to view the screen, and now I've created a page about Christina Hills, and then here's my text. Now let's say I want to maybe add some more text, and I can add some more text, you know, stop by and say hello to me in a webinar sometime. So you can just click and start typing, and then on the right click update. Now you'll see it says stop by and say hello to me in a webinar sometime. So this is great. What I'm showing you, hold on. What I'm showing you is that I didn't show you how to install WordPress. I didn't show you all that techie stuff because you only install a website once in a while. What I am demonstrating is the thing an entrepreneur needs to know how to do frequently, which is like creating pages. Now I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to edit this again, and I'm going to add a photo. So inside WordPress you have a media library. On the upper left it says media, and there's a button here. I'm in the editor because I'm editing, and I'm going to click on add media, and these are the images I've already uploaded into my site. So I'm going to click on the photo of me and click insert into page. So I inserted the image, and now on the right hand side, that blue button, I'm going to click update. And now let's view this page. So about Christina Hills, and then here's the photo of me. But maybe I want the photo to wrap, so I'm going to edit it again. And see how you have all this great control? So I'm going to click on the picture. So I'm double clicking, and there's these little alignment icons. So I'm going to click align left. So I aligned the photo left, and now I'm going to click on update. And let me view the image. So now I've added a picture, and I've clicked update, and it is appearing up here in my menu bar. So I'm going to go back to PowerPoint. Let me bring this back up, and I'm going to continue on, and I will be taking questions when we get to the Q&A question part. But I've got some prepared questions that people commonly ask about creating pages. So sorry about that. Someone said the audio was a little bit low. On the next demo, I'll do a different system. So going through these common questions about creating pages. Do I need to use Microsoft Word? You saw me use that in the demo. No, you don't need to use Microsoft Word. How many pages can I have? I was at a WordPress conference, and someone asked the CEO, who's the head of the foundation, it's unlimited. You can have thousands and thousands of pages if you want, but most people don't. Do I have to have a blog? You do not have to have a blog. Why I encourage people to have a blog is that's where you put your articles and your content marketing. And content marketing, I'll talk about that a little bit later. So those were just my common questions about creating pages. Now what I want to do is talk about why you can design this yourself, even if you're not a designer. Well, people think they need a web designer to get a beautiful website. But with WordPress themes, they let non-designers create professional websites. And these 3 screenshots on the screen are from my students. A WordPress theme controls the look and feel of your site. A theme includes all the things you think of as being the design of your website. Attractive color combinations, professional looking fonts, nice menus, navigations, different layouts for different kinds of pages. And then like I'm showing different fonts, different menus, and then different kinds of layouts. So when WordPress came around, they separated the content from the design, whereas up until then, it was all married together as one thing. So I like to think of changing themes like changing outfits. So here we have this gal and she's trying on different outfits, right? And so it's the same person, right? The same content, but a different outfit gives a different feel or a different vibe. So she's trying on these different outfits and then she's put on this red party dress and that's the theme she wants to go with. So that's my analogy to themes, is like changing dresses. So here's an example, and a practical example. Here's one of my students, and here was her website, and it had one design, and then she decided to update it, and here it is afterwards. So she has the same content in here, same photo, but she now has some new pictures and a more up-to-date layout that makes it look like she spent $20,000 for her website. And so here's just a little bit of her transformation. She started out, her site looked like that. Then she changed to this other theme. Then she switched to this theme. And now this is what her site looks like. And then she updated the homepage even one more time. Here's another example, same content. So this is my student in the website creation workshop. Here was one design she was using as she was putting her site together. And then here's her same website, but with a different design, a different theme design. And my website has changed over the years. So when I started, my website looked like that, and then I switched themes. So I still had my same logo, but I added more colors. And then I switched to this version of my website. And now this is this is a screenshot of my blog. And I've had this design for a long time now because I really like the look of it. And here is my home page. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play for you my theme design demo, but I'm going to switch audio because I think it will sound better if I switch audio. So let's try. Pause. Let me get out of PowerPoint and go back into my, let's turn this back on. And come to this home page, and I will come into the dashboard. All right, so I'm going to be using tabbed browsing for this demonstration, and I'll have different tabs up with different designs. So let me come over to the themes, and maybe I'll pick Aries. So let me explain something about WordPress theme designs. Inside your WordPress site, you have this area called Appearance Themes, and these are all the different potential themes you could add. But you can only have one design active at a time. So let me click, I will activate this other theme called Aries, and then I'm going to open in a new tab, and here is the Aries site. So same website, different design. And you'll notice I've got what is called Latin text. This is practice dummy text that you put in while you build your site. It's something that web designers do, and it's something that I teach my students. So here's one look. So this was the original look, this was a new look. Now I'm going to change to Calibri. I'll activate this and I will open this in a new tab. So here is Calibri, and it has this look, right, where you, when you mouse over different, it highlights it, and then here's my text down here. Let me try Hestia. So oh no, I'm going to try this one first. Inspiro. So what am I doing? I'm testing out different designs and just showing you how, and now this says Coaching with Christina Hills. It has this big bold photo that scrolls up, and now I have my menu here at the top. And we can look at the About Christina Hills. Again, it has a different feel. It has a different vibe. And let me go to, this is one of my favorite ones. I'm looking, the 80s theme. I'm going to activate the 80s theme. Do you remember the 80s? Just type in the chat if you remember the 80s. So it's a big and bold theme. Here's the thing about the 80s for me. I loved the clothes. I hated the hair. I had to have, in the 80s, if you were a woman, you were pressured into having big hair. And I remember I got a perm once and I just didn't quite like it, but I had other friends who had big hair in the 80s and they loved it. But some people like the music better of the 70s or the 60s. Some people were really young in the 80s, but it's one of those decades, and you can just type in the chat, that encourages that people have really strong feelings. Like when you think about the 90s or the 2000s, people didn't have as strong feelings about the 80s. So if you want an 80s look, you can go with this 80s theme. And notice it has a different kind of menu, right? This is called a hamburger stack. You can see it up here, and you can look at, see how the About Christina Hills, again, has a different vibe and a different feeling. And so that, what I have up here are the other tabs of the other designs that I was testing out. So same content, different, different theme design. All right, I'm going to go back into PowerPoint, and let me
Christina, I can't hear you.
Thank you. I had myself muted. All right, let's just jump into some questions about WordPress themes. Can I add my own pictures? Yes, you can. Can I change the banner picture at the top of the page? Yes, you can. When you install a theme, it usually comes with something out of the box, and most people change that. If I change my themes, do I lose my content? No, and you saw that in the demo. You don't lose your content. And should I use a free or a paid theme? So I always recommend people getting started, they work with a free theme to get comfortable and see if they like the theme. And if they do, then upgrade to a paid theme. And if you're wondering, like, what are the costs of paid themes? They're usually like $50 to maybe $80 for a paid theme, and that's usually a year. But if you're getting tremendous value, then it's worth it. But again, I've had many, many students. In fact, I think the majority probably just stick with a free theme. All right, so let me show you Lori Carter and her transformation. She's a holistic health, Ayurveda, yoga, meditation, nutrition, and wellness coach. So she signed up for my program, and here's what her site looked like. She was getting started in the program, not the look she wanted, but that was okay. She was getting comfortable with the tool. And then she switched themes to a different theme. Again, her content was the same. Now she's changing the colors. And then here was her final site. So as you can see, she went through a whole transformation. And here's some other examples of websites from students who are all using the same theme. I think I showed that before. Or no, I showed different themes, same content. Now I'm showing the same theme, different people. So the reason why I'm showing you this is some people think, well, if I buy this one theme, isn't everybody else going to have it? And isn't it all going to look the same? And I'm telling you, it doesn't look the same. So all of these people that I'm showing you are all students of mine, all using the same theme, but their colors are different, their photos are different, how they're handling the layout, it's unique to them. And you don't have to be perfect to get started. So here's a typical way somebody's going to build a website. You buy a domain name, you buy web hosting, you install WordPress in your web hosting account, you start clicking around and you try to learn WordPress, you get frustrated, search for a WordPress theme, try to figure out the WordPress theme with the fonts and the layouts, search for plugins, get even more frustrated and confused, and give up after weeks of trying and look for a web designer to hire. Here's other reasons why people stop themselves from succeeding. People think they need a logo graphic, and let me just tell you, you don't have to have a logo graphic. If you've already got one, that's great. But if you don't have a logo, don't think you need to stop and spend a bunch of money on a logo before you can move forward with your business. So here's an example of one of my students. Starstruck Journeys is the name, Starstruck Journeys Institute. So she got her site live without a logo, and then she just added the logo later. Here's another student, your career ally, and here is her site without the logo, and then she updated it and added a logo. So don't think you need a logo to get going. So you don't need a logo. The other thing that stops people from succeeding, and this happens when you work with a web designer or web developer, is they tell you that they need complete copy, right? So here's a common thing. I need complete copy before I start. Now, sometimes you get these web designers or these like slick guys who are never around and don't return your calls, or you get the nerdy guy who like just doesn't understand your vision. Now, I'm obviously exaggerating here, but this is common that I see with working with web designers, developers, etc. So you don't have to have complete copy. Again, complete copy is all the words before you start, right? They won't start because they don't want to keep redoing your work. And so that's why they won't start until you have complete copy. And I don't know about you, but I need to see my stuff on the screen and go, oh no, that doesn't sound quite right, and change it, right? And so you have, when you can do this yourself, you have that creative flexibility. Another reason people stop themselves is they haven't picked a final domain name, right? So your domain name is your URL, is your link, is your whoyouare.com. And I don't know about you, but I get an idea and I'll usually buy like 5 different domain names for the idea. And then it takes me a while to decide. So that is something that'll stop people from getting their website built. Now there's some domain name issues. Your site is live and now it's not so easy to change. You have a domain URL, that's not yet hosted, so you've bought the domain name, or the domain name you want is taken, or you haven't picked a final domain name. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about this chicken and the egg problem, right? So here's this chicken and the egg problem when it comes to building a website. So which comes first? If you haven't decided on a domain name, how can you build your website when you haven't chosen a domain name? Because in order to build a WordPress site, you need WordPress to build a WordPress site. So here's my simple solution to this chicken and the egg. Like, you haven't made all these decisions. How can you build your site and figure it out as you go? Well, my simple solution is the way I teach people how to build a WordPress website is in my programs, I give you a student project. That's what we call it, a student project WordPress website. So what we do is we install for you on our own web servers a WordPress site. So what does that mean? That means you don't need any hosting. You don't need a domain name. You can leave alone what you have. So many students who go through my program, who study with me, they already have a website. Either they don't know how to change it, or they're afraid of breaking it, or they're afraid of their webmaster because webmaster's unpleasant to deal with. So in the way I teach is I tell all my students, leave it alone. Here's your new WordPress site. It's your playground. You can practice and you can learn, and you can then, when you know what you're doing, make all those other decisions. And here's one of my students, Donna. Here's her before site. It was an HTML site. And then here was her after, just a million times better. So the simple steps to a beautiful website is you learn with a practice site, you create it with the expert help, and then you launch your new website. So here's my method. I went through the typical method. This is now my method. You get a ready-to-use practice WordPress website. You learn how to create pages and blog posts and plan out your primary and your secondary pages and style it up with your themes, plugins, and pictures, all in this practice area nobody knows about, but you can see it. All along, you're getting coaching and support from me and my coaches and the community. And then you buy your domain name and hosting. Now, some people already know for sure what domain name they want, but some people don't know exactly, what is it, Christina Hills Consultant or Christina Hills Consulting.com or Christina Hills and Associates. You can think through, there's all these different ideas, but as you put your site together, your vision gets clearer, and that's when you can buy your domain and hosting, and then move your practice site into your domain name, your new domain, and go live, or replace an existing site. So I would say, the majority of people who come to me have never had a site before, but I have at least a third to maybe a half of the students who study with me already have a site, and they want to know how to update it, or they want to replace it or refresh it, etc., so they can stop paying all those monthly charges to the web designer who they're working with. So you might be in either one of those categories. Okay, so let me just show you some more examples. This is a transformational coach website. I got a business coach site, a holistic health coach. And I'm mentioning coaches, but I have consultants as well. She is a plus style fashion stylist. She's a consultant. Here's a career transition coach. Here's a spiritual site, an author website, a vegetarian chef website, an artist website. And what she did is she learned these skills in my training, and then she built her husband's website as well. So it is very common. People come to me and they're like, Christina, I just would be really happy if I just had one website, and then they wind up building other websites for other people, and some people actually wind up making money. So if you're a consultant who advises people in your consulting, learning these skills, you can add that on to your consulting services. So my step-by-step easy method for website creation success. So I want to show you Veronica Marchese and the transformation that she went through. She started out very plain. This is the beginning. I'm sort of going to walk you through the process. Then she started to add some of her content in, and she's got a picture of herself. Now she's starting to add more of the pictures and get more colors in to sort of reflect her vibe. Then here was her first iteration of what her site was going to be, which looks pretty good. But then she played around with a different website, not a different website, excuse me, a different theme design. And then this is what she went live with. And then after she went live with this site, she built this other site, Wholeness and Holiness. So here's what she had to say. She said, I remember looking at WordPress before Christina's class and feeling overwhelmed. It was like reading a foreign language. I found Christina's class to be easy to follow, allowing me to move at my own pace and really learning how to do this on my own. I wholeheartedly believe the course delivered on everything it promised and was well worth the investment. And you also don't have to come up with designs yourself. So here's an example of, I'm going to show two students who use this same on the left. This is a design, a pre-made design, and made it their own. So she stuck pretty much with the same colors, put her picture in, just changed a few things and made it her own. And then this gal, she really changed it, but she kept this swooping shape, right? She still has this sort of swooping, but she changed the colors and moved things around a bit. Here's another student who took this design. So this was a pre-made layout for acupuncture, health, and healing. And she took that and then turned it into her own and kind of kept the colors, but it looks really nice. And then Kitty, she was the career transition coach. And so see, she's got this blue bar. That's the same. She swapped the picture out. She got rid of the button, but she kept the font. So really, it looks like she spent thousands of dollars, and she didn't. All right, so now I'm going to go into another video demo of using a pre-made layout. And then when I get to the end, when I do the YouTube demo, I'm going to do that live, so you'll be able to hear me. But this was a pre-recorded. And did we decide, Joanna, which way was better to play the video?
They both sounded pretty much the same, so whatever's most convenient.
Okay, so maybe people can just turn their speakers up.
Yes, that's perfect.
Okay, so I will switch to. So I'm going to do a couple of demos. Click on this, open this up, and get down to and hopefully I'm not going too fast. Am I going too fast for people? I don't think I'll show this one. Okay, so here's the pre-made design that I showed you. And I'll scroll slowly. And as you can see, there's this Latin text in here, so it's a placeholder. And scrolling down, right, so this is the template. And then here's Louisa, who took that same template, and scrolling down, so she got rid of that diagonal swooping, but you can see it here. And then she just put in her own words. And then scrolling down, so if you compare it to this other, there's a lot of these same elements that she has. So why diets fail? And then you can open this and see the answers. This is called an accordion, by the way. So here, right? So all you do is copy and paste your own content in, put your words in. You know, here her words are why diets fail. And she created her own site. Then this gal, I think her name is Christina, so she's also using the same design. Let's go up to the top. But she has this extra top pink nav bar. But a lot of the features are the same, but she put a big image under here. And then she has just different colors, but you can see these icons. So this is what I teach you how to do in the website creation workshop. So I think I will go back to PowerPoint and, oh wait, you know, I wanted to show you kitties. Let me just show you kitties. So here is the business coach, and then here's Kitty's site. So Kitty took this design and she made it her own. So you can see the design layout. She's not a designer, but she took the template and made some modifications and made it her own. So as I scroll down, right? Why work with me? See, she just put in her own photo, put in her own text, but she's got the same Get Started button, and you can do that as well. So let me go back to PowerPoint. Hold on. All right, so I think you should be able to hear me now. All right, so I just wanted to make a comment because we do have a lot of people on, and a lot of people are putting questions in the chat. The questions are better put in the Q&A because that's what we're going to be going to. So questions, so and we'll say this at the end when we get to the question portion. Okay, so the website creation workshop is your fast path to the treasure, and I like to use this little treasure map, and I'll show you that in a minute. So I have little badges. It's like a little excursion, not excursion, what is it called? You know, treasure hunt. Yeah. Okay, let me go through the different modules. Okay, so how do I teach WordPress? In module 1, we start with creating web pages. I don't start with how do you install WordPress because that's boring and you don't do that all the time. You do it once for your website. So I start you out with the things that are most important to you, the business owner. And you don't have to have complete copy. In fact, we give you test copy. Then in module 2, you're going to learn about blog posts. Some people call them their newsletter tips. This is really your content marketing. So what is content marketing? If you don't know the term, content marketing is where you're putting out content, advice, tips, etc., and you're not specifically asking people to buy your ebook or sign up for your services or sign up for your coaching. It's just a way to put articles out onto the internet and attract people and have them get to know you. Then in module 3, that's the site page planning and your menus. And that's where you take the pages you've made and you take the blog posts and you kind of arrange out how you want to have your website to look. Then in module 4, I'm going to teach you about adding pictures. Pictures really make your site come to life. Then in module 5, you're going to learn about fun or functional plugins, right? Little plugins. And if you don't know what a plugin is, I think I have the explanation later on in the presentation. So they're just extra things you might want to add to your site that other people don't want on their site. So everybody's going to have a different website unique to you. All right, then in module 6, remember when I did the theme switching? You want to have some stuff there, and stuff in your site. So now you try out different themes like the girl with the dress, the gal with the dress, and see what look and feel you want. Then in Module 7, now you're really adding your content in. So if you're thinking, well, what were we doing in Module 1? Module 1, I just want you to quickly create some placeholder pages about us, contact us. Some people are going to have services, so they'll have a services page. Some people have a coaching page, or some people are selling online courses. So in the beginning, you're just sort of blocking it out quickly, but now in Module 7, you're really adding in your actual content. Then in Module 8, I'm going to teach you backups, maintenance, security, things you need to do to be ADA compliant, this kind of stuff that takes just a few minutes a week and saves you tons of money. Then in Module 9, this is actually my favorite module, I give you a checklist to review and go through everything you've done so far. So it's just checking things off the list, making sure you've got everything you want on your site. Then in Module 10, this is where we help you get your website live. So Module 10 is all about going live. Module 9, you're completing your site in your practice area. Module 10, you're going live. And this is where we install WordPress together. So we'll take what you created, take your house, and pick it up and move it into your own hosting account with whatever domain name. So if you've got 3 domain names rattling around in your brain, as your site comes together, it'll become clearer to you, oh yeah, that's the domain name I want. That's the vision. That's the message I'm putting out to the world. So in our little treasure map, as you go along the program, you get a little scout badge as you go through each phase of the program. And then at the end, your site is live. You get a certificate of completion. So here's what you're going to get in the website creation workshop. We'll give you the student project website that I talked about. I have an online members area with video lessons, PDF handouts, step-by-step implementation guides, and resources. I have, you get 16 weeks of live group coaching webinars, and most of the time there's only 1 a week, but occasionally we have 2 a week. You can attend live or download and review the replay. We review your website. I review it. My coaches also review it, give you feedback, and we answer questions about your website. So the coaching is the Q&A specific to each person, and the training is in all the little mini videos, and then I do demos. And my other tech coach, Joanna, will also do demonstrations on the live webinars. And you can go fast or slow. It's really your choice. And that's why I teach this way, is you step through the modules at your own pace, and then you come to the Q&A with wherever you're at. So one person will come and they'll be at module 1, and another person in the same session might already be up to module 4 or 5. And so, and people get to move faster this way, and they don't feel the pressure. And some people binge it. Some people sign up for my program, sit down and binge, and in a weekend go through the program. And then once you complete the website creation workshop, you'll have your own 5 to 10 page plus or more, right? I just threw out that number. It's as many as you want. Some people have 1-page websites. And if someone remembers during the Q&A, I can show you some examples of people with 1-page websites. And you will have saved 5 to 10,000 or even more in web designer fees. And here's what Beverly said. She said, studying WordPress with Christina actually saved me over $10,000, as it allowed me to fire the web developers I had previously hired, who I might add not only did not do a very good job, but were overcharging for the simplest thing, something that just takes a click of a button. And when you learn these skills, you'll know, hey, that only takes a click of the button. Somebody is quoting me a super high rate, like that's not right. So my program is right for you if you don't have a website, you have a website that is not WordPress and you're not happy with it, you have a WordPress site but don't know how to use it very well, and you'll be able to do these things. So let me just back up. So 3 scenarios: don't have a website, have a site that is not WordPress and you want to change it, or you have a WordPress site and don't know how to use it well. This is very common. The third example is someone built it, they've been spending money, they don't like it, they're frustrated with how slow changes take. So this is why I've been running this since 2008. And you're going to be able to do these things. You're going to be able to quickly create pages and blog posts on your site. And these are all examples of my students. Add pictures and graphics anytime. And as you can see in these examples, each student, it has their own colors, their own vibe, etc. Add video to your pages and blog posts with ease, and I will show how to embed a YouTube video. And you'll be able to have Google find your site for your keywords. And here was one of my students. This was a few years ago. He is a pianist in Dallas, and he built his website in the website creation workshop. And he was so excited. He sent me the screenshot. He was number 2 when you do a Google search for pianist in Dallas. And you can add a podcast to your website. Now, not everybody wants to add a podcast. Some do, some don't, or maybe they do down the line. Maybe 6 months from now, you might want to add a podcast. This is something I'm going to teach you how to do. So here's some examples of podcast examples from our students who've taken the website creation workshop. This gal, she teaches pilots. She's got a pilot flight training, and this is her website. This gal's an intuitive coach. This one, Maria, she's a life coach, and she has a podcast. And then Tova, she has an organic gardening for body and spirit podcast. And you'll be able to make changes immediately without waiting for a web designer to get around to it. So this gal, she it was for a museum, a nonprofit, and here's what it looked like before, and here's what it looked like afterwards. And she was so proud of herself being able to build that herself. So you can put up a brand new website anytime you want, or change an existing site. So here's Mary Bailey, Law of Attraction coach. And here's what her site looked like before she took the program. So she already had it installed, but it looked like this. And I said, Mary, just leave it alone. Don't touch it right now. And then she created this in the program and was super thrilled. She said, I've used web designers in the past and it was torture waiting for the changes. Having the ability to create, change, add, edit, and design my website has been so empowering. Christina's course made it easy to create what you want in your own time frame and how you want it to work. I highly recommend this program. Plus, you're going to get these extra grow your business bonuses. Building an email list. If you want to add an opt-in box, connect to any email system and collect subscribers, grow your list, and build relationships. Take payments and sell from your website. This is another bonus. So not everybody wants to do this. Like, for example, many authors, they're not selling directly from their site. They're connecting to Amazon. But if you do want to add Stripe or PayPal, you're going to learn how to do that in this program. You can sell your services, products, or programs, display them on your site so people can just click to buy. Another bonus is simple SEO made easy. So learn how to get seen in Google, Yahoo, and Bing. SEO fundamentals explain how to give Google what it wants, and how to strategically use keywords. Then this other bonus that I'm really excited about is how to use AI tools like ChatGPT to fast track your website content. So use AI to write better website titles and headlines for research, blog posts, article ideas, how to write sensitive client email replies. So if any of you have clients that you work with one-on-one, sometimes they send you an email and you're like, oh boy, how do I answer that? You go over to ChatGPT and you say, here's what they sent me. How would you write a kind, diplomatic response? And you can have ChatGPT help you there. So you can use AI as an expert editor to improve your writing. Another bonus is how to get started creating a membership site with WordPress. So you'll learn if you want to create a membership site. That's why this is a bonus, because not everybody does. Pick the right model for you. Membership sites are great for recurring income. And we've thrown in this other little bonus, some graphics for your website, little buy buttons and arrows and little icons and certificates that you can add. Then this other bonus is how to create websites with the Divi theme. So the Divi theme is a third-party theme. It is a premium theme. You have to pay for it outside of me, but there's a lot that you can do with the Divi theme. Visual web pages, moving video, large block and row elements. It's very popular with web designers. In fact, a lot of web designers charge a lot of money and use this theme, and I'll teach you how to do that. Now, you don't have to use the Divi theme if you don't want to. It's just many people come to me because they want to learn how to use it. And then, as I mentioned, we will install your new site for you when you are done. So this is a done for you bonus. And so we'll take your practice site and move it into your own hosting. You'll learn how to do it yourself, but here's how I see it. You only put up a new website every so often. And so you don't have to memorize how to do that. And so that's why we have this done for you part of the program. Now, we can do it with almost every hosting companies, but there's some really old, not so great hosting companies that some people don't want to switch out of. So we'll do it for free. And if we can't do it, it's a very, very tiny fee. Plus, we have an exclusive private Facebook group. So it is optional. It's for the people who like Facebook. And this is where you get support in between the coaching webinars and you can interact with other students. So let me help you get your message out to the world. So I want to help you let your light shine and create your website in WordPress and shine light on this world that lately seems very dark and needs people like us who can impart our message and add our help to the world, people who need our help. So that is what I love to do, is help you shine your light and have fun while you create. So I try to create an environment of playfulness where people are not afraid to make a mistake. That's the benefit of having the practice site, is you can't ruin anything because it's in this practice area. And so be childlike, like this little girl, and just try things out. So I'm going to just walk through all the different things that you get in the website creation workshop: the private members area, 16 weeks of live group coaching, the student project website installed for you, the private Facebook group, again, that's optional, bonus on how to add email marketing, how to take payments from your site, how to create web designs with a Divi theme, getting started with membership sites. Total value $5,800, but your investment is only $1,447, or 8 payments of $197. And here is my $500 in your pocket, 100% success guarantee. Let me read this to you. We're so confident in the website creation workshop that we guarantee that if you study the training, do the coursework, you will create your own WordPress website that you are proud of and that you can control and easily make changes for years to come without needing to pay hundreds of dollars a month to an expensive web designer. If you follow the instructions and still don't get a website within the 10-week guarantee period, we will refund all the money you paid for the program plus send you an additional $500 for your trouble. I've been teaching this for 16 years now, since 2008, if I'm doing my math right. And the reason why I keep teaching this program and been running it for so long is because it is so successful. And I know that I can do it for you too, and I stand behind my success guarantee. So the place to go to, and if Joanna, you can put it in the chat, is websitecreationclass.com. You can get started for $197, or the pay in full, we have an extra bonus with the full pay. So if you choose the full pay, there's an extra bonus, and that's my graphics creation workshop, where I teach you how to create graphics without a web designer. So this is the place to go to, and I'll go there in a minute, websitecreationclass.com. I have a couple of other bonuses that I want to tell you about. This is a today only bonus that will expire at midnight. It's how to launch your product or program. So if you have a product or program, how to launch it out to the world. And then Pat was very generous. He is throwing in another bonus. His team will design a custom sales system for your business's service. So that is a $750 value. And the way you're going to get that is when you order in the How Did You Hear About Us? Just put 365-bonus or 365 bonus or Pat Henseler. Will something that indicates you were here on the webinar and you heard about this extra bonus. That was just amazing. And then Pat was really, really generous to offer this. And when we get to the Q&A, maybe Pat can say a little bit more about that. And then this other bonus I want to offer, this is for people on the webinar that you won't see written anywhere. If you enroll today, you'll also get a 30-minute private one-on-one consultation with me. So that is a webinar bonus for being here live. So your steps to a beautiful website, you learn with a practice site. No worries about breaking it. Create it with our expert help, following my step-by-step training, getting answers to your questions on the live coaching, and then you launch your new website where you can capture leads, build an email list, make more sales, and connect with new customers and grow your business. And here is a before and after of Lori Carter when she started. Look at this wonderful transformation. She said, I'll just read this part here. In the past, whenever I've worked with web designers and builders, I could never get them to do what I envisioned, and then they often took a long time before getting back to me whenever I needed a change made. I then decided I was going to find a way to learn how to create my website on my own. I'm extremely grateful for Christina Hills to offer this program. I can now navigate website creation and design almost like a pro, and have even helped design simple websites for friends as extra income. I recommend this program for anyone who likes hands-on with their marketing strategies and has the commitment to learn how. Here's Melody, and she said, I built my site in Christina's website creation workshop while working a full 40-hour-a-week job, creating a business, seeing clients, and having a husband, daughter, and grandson at home. Phew. And then here's Pat's, and He is a musician. I think he teaches drumming. With my vision and skills I've learned, I can build what I want. And after following Christina Hill's online for a while, I found her instruction to be very thorough and honest in approach. So I decided to give the website creation workshop a try. I was struggling with another web designer again, a grand total of 4 designers over a period of 15 years. I couldn't be happier to not have to make those angry, frustrated calls anymore. Seriously. Aside from things typically taking way too long if they were even done, creative differences tended to be a problem for me. With my vision and the skills I've learned, I can build what I want and change, modify it when I see fit. A super big thank you to Christina and the WCW team for helping me get there. And then this guy, he built his site, and then Psychology Today saw it, and now he's a regular blogger for Psychology Today because they were so impressed by his website. So listen, don't suffer anymore. Don't fret alone, completely confused. Don't hire expensive web designers. Don't suffer through confusing online video and articles. And also, don't pay webmasters $100 or more a month just to do backups and updates that you will easily do yourself. And this is something that I teach in Module 8, how to do this so you can save yourself $1,200 a year. So we're almost at the end of the presentation. I just want to go through some questions about the program, and then we'll switch over to Q&A. Do I have to attend all the live coaching webinars? No, you don't have to attend all of them. I already have a WordPress site. Is this program right for me? Yes, you're going to learn how to take over and control it. How long does it take to get my website built? That depends upon you. Some people go slower, some people go faster, some people kind of are more familiar with browsers, and others are sort of learning about browsers. So you learn more than building a website. You learn a lot of internet tips and tricks. Do I need to get my own web hosting first? No, you don't. And how soon do I get access? As soon as you sign up. You can get access. When does the program start? It starts as soon as you sign up, or we're having an orientation call next week if you want to wait for the orientation, or you can watch the online orientation. Is this for a Mac or a PC? No, it is for either. So you don't have to pick one or the other. What if I can't make the calls live because I work? How will I get my questions answered? You submit them ahead of time, and then I can answer them for you. Can I move my WordPress.com site to WordPress.org? Yes. People have questions about that. I can cover it in the Q&A. Do I have to change my domain to .org to use the self-hosted WordPress.org? No. Again, if people have specific questions, I can answer that. Do I have to use the Divi theme? No. Should I use a free or a paid WordPress theme? I covered this earlier. Start with the free. Can I build more than one site on my student project? Yes, you can build multiple sites. Can I have my website in 2 languages? And if there's anybody wanting to see that, put that in the Q&A question box. Can I build a site that looks good on mobile? Yes, I teach you how to make your site mobile friendly, but most WordPress themes are already mobile friendly. Again, this is the place to go, and I'll show that in a minute. And I already talked about this, I think. I'm ready to go to questions. So I'm going to take a sip of water. I'm going to stop the share, and we can then jump in if Pat is here. I don't know if Pat's been there. You are, Pat. And I'll get your slide back up too with your bonus. Do you want to talk about that for a minute before we go to questions?
Yeah, I want to talk about it and just kind of give my take on the program, and why I think this is such a valuable offer for our community. And first of all, the bonus that we're adding in, like you mentioned, is for people that buy today. And what we're going to do is our team works with a lot of our clients on building out sales systems, right? How to go out there and prospect and find people, how to warm them up on social media and email, and how to use your email to drive them into sales conversations. And we're actually doing like a live conversation with you to work on that together to build you out the strategy and plan. So it's something where, you're not just getting some like low-level person or a salesperson, you're getting a coach from my team who does this work day in and day out. And, it gets this like selling arm. When you have a website, when you have that started, it's just, you want to make sure that you're capitalizing on the material that you have there. So really, really excited to put that in there. I just wanted to add, when you look at what is presented in this offer, what Christina has been talking about and sharing just tons of like really in-depth examples today. So it's been incredible just to see the variety between these. Most places you look, WordPress is made difficult by either the high-end developers who are charging extremely high prices for it, or people writing about this on blogs that seem like they must have some technical background. Like, I love the way that you've shown how easy it can be not only to create, but the bigger thing then about your website is you're going to want to make some updates and changes and add items to it. And, I remember when we built our first website, we went the route of hiring a developer. We didn't know at the time, and spent a lot of money. And then we were beholden to, like, anytime we wanted one small change or like wanted to add a new this or that, it was very difficult, or we just spend a lot of money to do it. So lots of value in here. I just love the approach that you've had in terms of, sharing these client stories along the way. And, again, that's why I'm happy to include this, because I know the people that have a website, they're going to want, to start driving sales with it too. And that's what our team is here for. So that's really my big item. Again, make sure you do lock it in. I think, Christina, you said 365-bonus in that.
Pretty much they can 365-bonus. They can type in Pat's bonus, or
apparently,
just something, Thursday's webinar bonus. We'll look at, and let me go to that registration form. Hold on 1 second. I'll share my screen again. And hold on. Okay. So here is the enrollment page, websitecreationclass.com. And when you scroll down to the bottom, don't get dizzy while I scroll. Here's this today bonus that's expiring tonight. And then the pay in full bonus. And you go down to the bottom. Now you won't see, there's a bunch of FAQ, which I covered on the call. So everything on this page I pretty much covered on the call. Now, Pat's bonus is not in here because it's special for people who are here on this webinar. So either payment plan you pick, you'll get Pat's bonus. And you click here. And then in the here, how did you hear about us? So 365-bonus or something like that. Pat's bonus, Thursday bonus, just so that we know. I don't want someone to say, oh no, I already just ordered and I didn't type it in correctly. Just something like that and you will get it. 365 bonus.
And you talk about bonuses. You have that other bonus you referenced to people getting a private call with you. Like, you don't see that many days almost with anything out there and these types of things. So you're gonna want to make sure not to miss out on that in terms of getting to speak with your host. I mean, that's just next level. So I appreciate, Christina. I am running towards the end of my time for the call. So I know Joanna's gonna jump in with Seamus and help you the rest of the Q&A. But again, looking forward to a lot of the people in our world having a chance to experience your program, work with you closer, and then certainly, hopefully, lock in some of those bonuses for today. But appreciate everyone's time today, and I'll talk to you all soon.
Okay, thanks, Pat. All right, so I'm ready to jump in. Joanna, maybe you can go ahead and read questions.
Sure. Okay, so let's see here. We do have several questions that came in. We actually have several folks. I know Colin and Guillaume have asked about having a website in multiple languages. And is that something that's easy to do with WordPress?
Okay, great. So you want me to start there?
Yes.
All right, so let me.
We had at least 3 people, maybe more, that asked.
All right, that's great. Because everyone, because I've been teaching this for so many years, I have so many different examples that, let me find, okay, let me share the screen. Share screen. Hold on, bring this back up. All right, from current slide. Okay, so you can build your site in multiple languages if you want. So this gal, her site, she has it in English and in Spanish, and you just click on a button and it switches. And she built a site for a like a bed and breakfast or a vacation rental in Mexico. This class provided the perfect way to learn WordPress and create a website that I can now manage. Thank you to Christina and her team. And here's two other people who built their sites in Spanish. And notice how everything I've shown you is all very different. It's all unique and custom to each person. And they both have little buttons to switch from English to Spanish and back and forth. This gal's in Portuguese. I don't remember if she has a switching back and forth. So if you just want it, like she just wanted hers in Portuguese, you can have that. Same with this gal, created her site in Italian. This gal's site is in Slovenian and this gal's site is in Czech. So whatever language you want, and you can actually install these other alphabet characters for the different languages. And again, WordPress is an international platform, so they have accommodations for any language. And here you can see, and her name is also Christina, is you switch, there's little buttons at the bottom, and you switch from English to Spanish, and all their buttons change, everything changes, and it's great. She said, I received much more than what I paid for. The website creation workshop program is easy to follow from complete beginners to advanced techies. So I have all ranges. Most people are beginners, but some people know a little bit. Comprehensive and definitely a gem to have to build any website someone wants. I received much more than what I paid for. Christina Hell's weekly live webinars are extremely helpful. She's a thorough teacher and very knowledgeable. Her support team responds to any inquiries promptly and nicely, and I'm so happy I decided to invest in this course. I finished a beautiful site following all that I learned with Christina on my way to finish 2 more. Thank you, WCW team. And then just wanting to mention again that 30-minute private one-on-one consultation with me for people who sign up today. You won't see it written anywhere. And then this bonus, you will see it on the enrollment page, which is going to expire tonight. All right, I will stop the share and jump back to you to read me questions.
Okay, sounds great. So Linda says, Christina mentioned being able to watch all of the training videos over a weekend or, throughout a week. Is that because the curriculum is evergreen?
Yes, it is. So it's all organized into modules. And so you move through the different module. And when you complete a module, you submit and you get your badge and then you move to the next module. So some people do a module a week, so they go slower, and some people go a little bit faster.
Okay, Debbie is asking, how does Elementor fit into this training?
So Elementor is a page builder, and some people want to use Elementor and some people don't. So it's a behind the scenes builder of how to work with your site on the back end. So we have an Elementor training in there. Again, some people want to use it, some people don't want to use it.
Okay, Donna was asking, are themes, designs, and layouts 3 different things? If so, how do they relate to each other?
That is a good question. So,
Themes,
all right.
designs, and layouts.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how to answer that question. So The theme controls the design, and the design has different layouts. So let me share my screen. So here's a sample site, and let's go to the blog. So here's how the blog looks. So it has so this is the layout for the blog. I could change it and get rid of the sidebar, and then it would have a different layout. So, or I could put the sidebar on this side, on the left side. So the theme controls the layout, if that makes sense. It's a little hard to explain.
I think that made sense.
Okay.
So we had a couple people that were asking the difference between WordPress.com and WordPress.org.
Okay. Hold on, I want to get logged in.
Raymond was one.
Okay, WordPress.com and WordPress.org. Let me bring that up. All right, so I'm going to share my screen again. And with so many questions that are being typed in, we're not going to do raised hands, I don't think. So it's better to put your questions in the Q&A. All right, so which kind of WordPress? There's two kinds, WordPress.com or the self-hosted WordPress. I recommend the self-hosted WordPress, which is referred to as WordPress.org. And I wish they hadn't come up with this nomenclature because it's really confusing to everybody. But this WordPress.org, the self-hosted, is the professional version. When I showed you all the different people who use it, it is that's what the Fortune 500 companies use. They don't use WordPress.com. This is more of a hobbyist type of system. They're the same company, as you can see, the logos are the same. But I chose not to teach this when I started out because they had a lot of restrictions and limitations, and there were things they weren't allowing you to sell, and it just was too limited. Whereas the self-hosted, you can do anything. And you can have plugins, and I talked about plugins. So plugins are like adding apps to your phone. So when you buy a phone out of the box, it comes with a whole bunch of software installed. But if you want extra software on it, like social media sharing, not everybody wants that. You would add that as a plugin to your WordPress site. So the bottom line with the self-hosted, it gives you full control. It is free with your web hosting account. Same with WordPress.com is also free, but it's more limited. And again, you can have any domain name with the self-hosted WordPress, like websitecreationworkshop.com, graphicscreationworkshop.com. This gal, she signed up for my program, Nancy. She had a WordPress.com site. She didn't like the restrictions. She took my program, and then this is what she built in the course. And then later she created this. And I can actually go to her site. So let me scroll up to the top. So here are just some of the thousands of people who have been through my program. So here's Nancy. I don't know, I wasn't able to look at the chat to see what kind of folks are here on the call. So if people want me to focus in on a certain type of person or a coach or consultant, right now I'm just pulling up some different authors. And this was Nancy's that I showed. She went from WordPress.com to self-hosted, and her site looks, so these are just some author examples. Okay, I'm going to stop the share and go back to you, Joanna. And just know, Joanna, I'm not able with my setup to see all the questions, so
Okay.
I'm relying on you.
Okay. Sounds good. Barbara says, is there a recommended way to bring the content from a 35-page Dreamweaver site into a WordPress website? So converting from Dreamweaver
Great
into
question.
WordPress.
I don't have an automated way to do that. So the simple thing is to copy and paste it into your new site. So
Okay.
yeah, simple
Sounds
copy
good.
and paste. So leave alone your Dreamweaver site, copy and paste it over. If you don't have access to the Dreamweaver software, not a big deal. You can copy and paste it off the internet because it's your site, right? You don't want to copy things from other people's website, right? You just want to copy your own stuff. So I just want to be clear about that.
Sounds good. And Sher was asking, how can you do this with Mac products? Does it matter if you're on a Mac or a PC to take the course and to build a WordPress website?
It does not matter if you're on a Mac or a PC. So if you're not using Microsoft Word, maybe you're using something else to compose. It's Mac, PC, WordPress, it's all interchangeable. So if you have tools you like on your Mac, you can put them together. Maybe you're creating images or you're creating audio. You can use that in your WordPress site.
Okay. Next question we have. In my case, I already have a WordPress SiteGround professionally developed website. So I'm primarily interested in learning how to keep it updated and perhaps create a new page focused on a book I have coming out. Am I too far along for this workshop to be useful?
I have an intermediate program called the Website Marketing Workshop that if you already know the basics of WordPress, that might be better suited for you. And I think I would recommend that she email support@websitecreationworkshop.com. Now, if someone else built it for her and she really doesn't understand how to add a photo or how to change her menu, she may want to go through this program. But a lot of people take this program so they could take over their existing site. So some people don't completely rebuild their site, they just learn how to work with it. But my other intermediate program might be more appropriate for you.
Okay. I was just giving them our email address so they can email us.
Okay, great.
So Robert says, if you have a Google blog site, can that be integrated into like a new WordPress website?
A Google blog site. Do they mean blogger?
It might be, yeah, a Google Blogger site.
Yeah, because we have instructions on converting from Blogger.
Okay. And if they have another website as well, that was the second part of their question, can they integrate it into a new website, new hosting?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And Barbara says, for those of us who do like to do a lot of edits to the design, what do you think of page builders like Divi, Elementor, and Beaver Builder? And of the three, which one would you recommend?
Okay. So, I'm trying to think if I have any screenshots of that. So, let me show my screen. Now, hold on. I've got too many things here. Where did the Zoom panel go? Okay, so when I was demoing before, I'm going to edit this. I was using the classic editor, which I like because it's very simple. And I don't have Elementor installed in here, but this is a simple classic editor. We're using Divi on our enrollment page. So what do I think of the different ones? I think of learning WordPress as layering things. So I start people out with the simple classic editor. So you just get comfortable with where are the tools, where's the headline, where's the update button, where is the place to change the featured image. And then as you get comfortable with the tool, you might want to do more. And so you might want to use the Divi Builder or Elementor. I teach both of those. I don't teach Beaver Builder, and even though it's a great product and it's been around for years, I don't teach it because as a company, they've decided to focus on web designers. And my goal is to help business owners who are not web designers learn how to manage your site yourself. So that's the only reason why I personally don't teach Beaver Builder, but I've had students who've decided they wanted to use that. So Beaver Builder is fine.
Okay, sounds great. Helen says, can we create multiple websites, and would we then like install a copy for each, or is there like a multi WordPress installation, or kind of how does
Okay.
that work?
So there's a thing called WordPress. Let me find the slides. WordPress multi-user. And I don't teach that because they make it like really super complicated. And let me find my image of what you can do is, let me go here. So in the website creation workshop, I recommend you create one site at a time. If you create many sites at the same time, it's going to take you longer. So when you create your first site, you're going to know so much more at the end than you knew at the beginning that your second site you're going to build really fast. And so with the student project, just like an Etch-a-Sketch, you can erase everything and then build a second, third, or fourth website during the course. Now, in your web hosting, most web hosting companies let you have multiple websites. So they'll let you have multiple WordPress websites in one hosting company, and they usually don't charge you more for that. Although some plans make you pay per website, but most of them, like I think she said she had SiteGround, is that right? Or was that a different person?
That was a different question.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you've got Green Geeks or SiteGround or Bluehost or even HostGator, you can build multiple websites. I don't recommend multi-user because it's complicated and there's a lot of things it doesn't do well. So just stay away from that term. But you can have multiple people, like if you've got assistants, you can have multiple logins to your WordPress website. So hopefully I answered that question.
Yes, I think so. Again, if you have a clarification question, feel free to type that in again.
And we will get to that YouTube demo. And I don't know if you have a sense of, because I would love to show some more examples, if you have a sense of what people would like to see from my case studies. Do we have more business coaches here? Or do we have more consultants?
Well,
or coaches or health or wellness? Oh, go ahead.
Elizabeth was asking to see one-page websites.
Oh, right. Okay. I think I have that down here. Yes. So I have 3 examples, 3 different students. So a one-page website is a website where all the information is on one page, and people then at the top have these anchor links that drop you down. So you click on reviews and it drops down, and you click on contact and it drops down. Here's this other student who took my program and then decided to become a web designer himself. So here you drop down to services, and here request a quote, or the about us, or contact. So it is a one-page site. All the information is on one page, but the menu at the top drops you down. And this guy teaches Canadian English, and you can click and it drops you down to the different parts of the page. So 3 different students doing the same kind of thing on 3 different looking websites.
Okay. So we had a question from Berlin. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. So they said, Christina, if I could pay the $197 today on my credit card, would I be on my way to getting my website created at the end of the 16 weeks? And then how do the installments work as far as, is it once a month or every 30 days, or how does that
Great
work?
question. So if you take the payment plan, so you pay $197 a month, and then you'd have 7 more payments. So you make your first payment now. You'd get all the bonuses except for the pay in full bonus, and you would get Pat's extra bonus because it comes with either payment plan. So it's every 30 days. So it is a rolling, so on the 8-pay plan, it is a rolling 30 days.
Okay, sounds good. So they could pay $197 today on their credit card, and they would be on their way to getting their website created in the next few weeks.
Yes, and
Okay.
I'm just checking something. Joanne, this is just a tiny little thing. When you click on the 8-pay plan, shouldn't it show this 8-pay plan?
It should. Yeah, we can get that fixed.
Okay. So it doesn't matter which one you pick. When you get to this page, just double check. It's got the payment plan that you want. So it's every 30 days. I think that says that somewhere. Doesn't it say that every 30 days? Month. We should double check that we have it on every 30 days.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't
Okay.
look like it. I don't see it.
Doesn't look like it. Okay.
Okay,
we can
get that
add it.
in.
We can add it here, build every 30 days.
Got it. Okay. Okay, so next question. Okay, we answered that one. Okay, can you integrate apps like Calendly for scheduling or funnels or autoresponders using WordPress?
Yeah, so I have an example for that. But where's the section for? I'm trying to find it. Booking clients online. Okay, so some people use, I think she has it. All right. So this gal, I showed her before, you can schedule an appointment.
Can't see your screen.
Okay, thank you. Let me go back. Share my screen, start over. So you can integrate with Calendly or any online booking tool. So here she's got the schedule an appointment, and I think she's using Acuity scheduling. Stephen, let's see how I think it's on his contact me. Yeah, so here he's got a schedule a call. So you can pick a time and schedule with him. She has a book a free consultation, very common, and I'm not sure which system she's using. I can't quite tell. Actually, this looks like Calendly. So you would just pick a time. Yeah, so this is something that you'll learn in the website creation workshop. And schedule your call. She's using Acuity. So you can use Acuity, Calendly. Many consultants and coaches want to have that.
Okay, and then would you also be able to integrate email marketing and, having the autoresponder emails go out and that type of thing?
Yes, that is if you go to the enrollment page, which I'm on now at websitecreationclass.com. And just while I'm here, there's the FAQ. So when you click, you can see the answers to the FAQ. And this is called an accordion, by the way. But up here are all of the bonuses that I went through. And Pat Henseler's bonus is not listed on here because that's a special webinar bonus that I mentioned. Just right in the where did you hear about us, put in 365 bonus or Connect 365 or Pat Henseler. But here's the today's only bonus is how to launch your product or program. Here's a description of the pay in full bonus. And then we have a how to build an email list and how to take payments from your site, and then all the other bonuses listed here. And they're separated out in the bonus section because not everybody wants to do it. And one of the things is included in the course, but it's not on this page, but was in my PowerPoint, Joanna, was about podcasting.
Okay.
So we'll need to add that. But just know you were here on the webinar and that you would get that included.
Okay. And Cher was just asking to review, do you receive the 30-minute consultation only if you pay in full, or is that for both
Oh, that
payment
comes
plans?
for both payment plans. So
Okay.
the only one that is extra is the pay in full includes the graphics creation workshop. So bonuses, I think bonus, maybe we should add all bonuses listed for both. And then the pay in full, this is an additional bonus. All bonuses from above in addition.
Okay.
Maybe we should add that to our FAQ as well. But I think it'd be good to have it here at the bottom.
Okay.
So here's a case in point, everyone. Like we're looking at this website, we're realizing, it'd be a little bit more clear if it said all bonuses are included with both payment plans, and then there's the extra bonus if you pay in full for the graphics creation workshop.
Okay. And then the last question there was like, can you create or integrate a funnel with WordPress?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay, perfect. Okay, Stephen was asking the best procedure for transferring from Wix to WordPress, and can you keep the domain name?
Yes, you can keep your domain name, and we have a methodology of transferring from Wix to WordPress. And I have, did I show? Oh, you can't see my screen, can you?
No.
No. Okay, hold on. With Zoom, you got to move a lot of screens around. All right, let me find the place. Okay. And I'll share my screen. So here's Martin, and here was his Wix site. And I won't go into full screen. I'll just stay in this PowerPoint view. And then he took my program. So this was his before, and here's his afterwards. A Teams Office, which is an office management platform. And then his testimonial, which I won't read because I want to be able to get through more questions, but he saved a ton of money by using WordPress instead of Wix, which he found really, really restrictive. And we have methodologies inside the course on how to make that transfer, and we can help you with that.
Okay. Michael says, I realize that WordPress has a lot of themes, but how do you choose a theme without getting overwhelmed by the sheer number?
That is a great question. So what I've done, because I've been teaching this for so long, is I've put together 4 themes that I teach besides the Divi theme. 4 themes that I teach that are easy to use for beginners. So I've culled through some themes that I think are easy for beginners to use, but people can use whatever they want. In fact, I just learned of a new one of my students is using. So I teach you how to look for a theme, what to look for, and which ones to stay away from. So yeah, there are thousands of themes.
Okay. Next question is, how well do WordPress sites rank on search engines compared to other sites?
Oh, WordPress loves, search engines love WordPress. So how does it compare? WordPress makes it, when you have these skills, easy for you to put up blog posts. So the search engines can see, oh, you have new content. So hopefully I'm answering this correctly, but I can't imagine using another platform because this is when you learn these skills, like in the beginning, you're going to be like a babe, and then at the end, you're going to be like a graduate student, and you're going to learn the plugins to use for the search engines, my easy search engine optimization training. So hopefully I'm answering that question, but I don't use other platforms, and like Joomla is another platform that I know of, very complicated. The Wix, Weebly, and Squarespace, I don't know where they stand with SEO, but they are very limited.
Okay, so search engines love WordPress sites.
Search engines love WordPress sites.
Okay, sounds good.
I mean, I'm going to write that down. You know, why do search engines love WordPress? That would be a great article.
Okay, now Lawrence was asking if you could give like a time investment range to build a WordPress site that's about 30 pages approximately.
The number of, okay, so a time range, it's really hard for me to answer that because until I know you, everybody has sort of different skill sets. So some people have most of their content written, other people haven't written any of their content. So I couldn't really say how long it's going to take you. Some people, like I teach people how to have more than one browser, like Firefox and Chrome, or Safari and Chrome. So by having multiple browsers, you can look at your site in different browsers. So I really can't give an answer as to how long it will take you because people come with different skill sets.
Right.
So you'll be able to do it definitely within the 16 weeks, absolutely, probably less than that. But we give that because people go on vacation and they want some more time, or they're seeing a lot of clients that week. So I couldn't give a time frame because it depends upon what you already have. You know, some people spend more time looking for pictures, other people already have the pictures they want. So
yeah, and Lawrence
really
says,
hard for me to say.
yeah, Lawrence says I already have written the content and it's live. So I guess it's just like building it in WordPress.
Yeah, again, I mean, you could probably do it in a couple of weeks. You could do it in a couple of weeks, or you could spend a week
Sounds good.
It doesn't have to take the 16 weeks. Now, some people during that 16 weeks wind up building a second site.
Michael says, I know you said there's a way to transfer from Wix over to WordPress. Do you have a methodology to transfer from Weebly over to WordPress as well?
I think we have, we should probably put that on the sales page too. We have Wix, is it Wix, Weebly, Squarespace, HTML? Let me look that up. And if it's not listed, we can help you figure it out. Blogger, I think. Do you know off the top of your head?
I don't. I know we have multiple. So Michael, I would say yes.
Which system did he have?
Weebly.
Weebly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm looking it up on the back end.
Okay.
So you can ask me the next question while I
got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
While I look this up.
So Sure says, what would you say to those who say LinkedIn can be your marketing tool and that websites are not important anymore?
Well, like I mentioned before, when you're on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn's a great place to be, and I know Connect 365 teaches a lot of LinkedIn. It's a great place to get clients and do prospecting, but you've got limited control. And also, if you're a coach or a consultant and somebody wants to hire you and you don't have a website, they're not going to take you as seriously. So that's why you can't just have a LinkedIn profile. You know, you need, hang your shingle out with, I'm a professional, I'm in business, here's my LinkedIn profile, and here's my website where you can find out more. So you have more control. And again, you wouldn't want to be shut down. All right, so here's the list, Joanna. If you could make a note for us to add it, we could add it in the FAQ. Blogger, Wix, Weebly, TypePad, Squarespace, and also HTML. And an old WordPress site, WordPress.com. I need to list that, WordPress.com.
Okay. Okay. We still have we
We have a
still
lot
have
of
a lot of questions to
questions.
get
Wow.
through.
All right. Well, I want
Okay.
to get through these questions and then do the YouTube
Yes,
demo.
the YouTube demo. Yes. So Lewis says, within a website, can I have different like security for various pages? I think they mean maybe like password protected or membership pages, or, you know, like, does that make sense?
Different security.
Yeah, that's the way they worded it. Within a
Okay.
website, can I have separate different security for various pages? So I
So
think it
you
might
can
mean
have private page. Yes, there's different levels of protecting pages on your website.
okay.
So you can create a membership site where the whole site's locked down. You can have private pages that only you see, or you can have a password protected page.
Okay.
And that's something that I'll teach you in the program, is how to have password protected pages.
Got it. Now, we did have someone that typed in and asked if you could just mention what the offer was again. They missed it.
Oh, okay. Let me bring that
That
up.
was Camellia or Camellia.
Okay.
Hopefully I'm saying that right.
I think I'll focus on let me share my screen. Hold on, let me get Zoom back up. So I went through the offer in the PowerPoint today, but the place to get enrolled is at websitecreationclass.com. So I'm just going to focus on here because everything that's here was also in the presentation. So you come to Website Creation Class. You know, I talked about Donna, and I showed Shannon, and I talked about, you know, different Fortune 500 companies. And Joanna, can you see this on my screen, this parallax effect?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's another technique that some people want to have. I think it's cool. It's like looking through a window. And so it's just a neat thing you can have. Anyway, I talked about Christina. Oh, and we'll want to get her other Spanish and English site in here too, if you could just make that note. This is a little embedded video. So this is my road that walks through the roadmap. So this is an embedded YouTube video. These are the different modules that I talked about. And then adding video, audio, backing up your site, plus more goodies. I talked about the WordPress practice site. So I'm just scrolling through. The Facebook group is optional. If you don't like Facebook, you don't have to be in it. You can go at your own pace. The 16 weeks of live group coaching webinars, and you don't have to be there live. You can submit your question ahead of time if you're working or have a client. So many people submit questions ahead of time and then watch the replay. Here are all the bonuses. The one that's going to expire tonight on how to launch your product or program. The pay in full bonus. The graphics creation workshop, which is a separate course on learning how to create graphics without being a graphic designer. How to build an email list of buyers. That's a training within the program. That's a bonus. How to take payments from your website. How to create beautiful visual websites with Divi, with the Divi theme. Some graphics we give you, the simple SEO made easy, getting started with creating a membership site. So these are bonuses because like not everybody wants to create a membership site. How to use AI tools like ChatGPT to help you write your content, and the done for you bonus where we'll install it for you. Pat's bonus, I think I should probably bring that up, is not on the sales page because it's just for people who are here on the webinar. So this is an extra bonus, and you just write in 365 bonus or Pat Henseler's bonus or Thursday webinar bonus or something that indicated that you were here to get this extra bonus from him and his team. And then my 30-minute one-on-one consultation, again, that is for being here on the webinar. When you sign up, you'll get a 30-minute consult with me. And we don't schedule those right away because I want you to get your feet wet in the program. So that usually comes kind of midway through the program. And then again, all the bonuses with either payment plan, but the pay in full, sorry, my voice is going. The pay in full gets you that extra graphics bonus. All right, and the place to go to, as I mentioned, is websitecreationclass.com. Scroll down to the bottom. Here's the FAQ. You know, is this program for a Mac or a PC? This is that accordion technique, which you'll learn how to use if you want. The currency is in US dollars. So sometimes people ask that. And here's Kitty again. I talked about her. And then you just pick the correct payment plan. And again, we'll get that little thing fixed. But when you get to the order page, you'll just select which payment plan you want. And then we'll see who ordered the full pay to give you that extra bonus. And then the bonuses that are expiring tonight, we'll just look at the time stamp.
Hey, Pelin was asking if you have a GoDaddy site, is that easy to transfer to WordPress as well? With the GoDaddy site builder, I'm guessing it is.
The GoDaddy site builder is like an HTML site, so that would be a copy and paste, but that's
Okay.
not hard to do.
Right. No,
life
it's not.
coach. So Seamus is wanting to see an example of a life coach. He's saying someone wants to see.
Judy. Judy was asking
Okay.
if you had life coach with membership options. I don't know if we have a life coach with membership.
I don't know if I have that, but let me show you just a few of these students who have video. So this gal does Caribbean.
We can't see your screen.
Okay, thank you. This does a Caribbean travel. And here's the graphics creation workshop, which has video at the top. And then this gal has big video on it. And then this gal teaches beauty. So these are the ones with video. And then a life coach. She's a life coach. She's a life coach. And wellness coach. She's a life coach. And that's a parenting coach. So, and we'll accept cookies. So as you can see, hers is still coming up. I don't have off the top of my head who has a membership site, so we'll have to find that.
Okay, but that is something they could do, and I believe that's one of the bonuses.
It is
that correct?
One of the bonuses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Just marking that we answered that question. Okay, so Linda has some images that she's created in Canva, and she's a WordPress beginner, and she's asking where, I guess, she can insert that into her WordPress pages. Is that something that you could help with in the course?
Yeah, and was she around? Let me close. I got too many windows open. I have so many case studies that it's really hard for me to show all of them. Was she around when I did the demo of adding an image in?
She has been around. She has been on most of the webinars, so I think it might have been. I'm not positive.
Yes, so you can, in fact, that's why I have the graphics creation workshop, is to teach you how to create graphics in Canva and other tools, and then the graphics you create you can add into your WordPress site.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, you don't see my screen, do you?
No, we don't.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now, Lauren says, what about mobile responsiveness and formatting? He was here for the demo on inserting a photo, and you
Okay.
selected the position, right, to be
Mm-hmm.
aligned right or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
So is that going to look good on mobile? Does that need to be corrected for it to look good on mobile, or how does that work?
There's different ways. So some themes automatically make it look good on mobile. And then other themes, maybe you have to make a few tweaks to it, but that is that's part of the course.
Okay. Sounds good. Edwin says, is cPanel a good value for a person wanting to make 3 different pages? Photo, video, writing, and speaking.
Okay, so cPanel is part of your web hosting company, and it doesn't really have anything to do with WordPress. So it's cPanel is something that's in your web hosting account. So that's sort of separate from WordPress. Now, maybe in your cPanel is where you can install a WordPress site, but when you're managing it, excuse me, you're not doing it in cPanel.
Okay.
And
So
that's
Edwin,
kind of a techie term. Not
yeah,
everybody's going to know it.
okay. And Edwin would be able to make a WordPress website that has 3 pages for photo, video, writing, and speaking. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Okay, so sounds good. Okay.
Yeah, like this is, so I have a list of case studies, and there are only a few of the hundreds and hundreds of people who've taken my program.
Okay. Now, Rosemary was asking, and I know you showed this earlier, but can I add a third-party scheduling system that allows clients to self-book and prepay their appointment?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect.
That's how to book clients online.
Okay, so yes, you can do that. Now, Helen says, I do holistic energy work. I'm a spiritual author as well as a registered metaphysical minister and officiant. Plus, I hand make his crystal tipped copper dowsing rods and pendulum training programs. So they do
Oh,
a lot of
cool.
different things. So she says, do you think each one needs to be their own WordPress website, or can you have multiple website, like multiple things on one website, or how does that work?
So read that question again.
Yes. So Helen does holistic energy work. She is a spiritual author. She is a registered metaphysical minister and officiant. And she makes handmade crystal tipped copper dowsing rods. And she does pendulum training programs.
It sounds like they could be all on one website. So, because it's all in that sort of spirituality and spiritual tools. So I'm just bringing up, this gal does spiritual counseling and transformation energy healing. So, and let me see what her services are. So whether you want them to have one site, want it all to be on one or multiple, it's really up to you. But it sounds, it's not like you grow roses and then you do dowsing. There, maybe that's a little bit different, but it's, I would build it as one site and then decide, maybe I want them as 2. So this gal does Akashic. She does helps people access their Akashic records. This gal does the Reiki healing. And then she does, hold on. This one, Natasha, I showed before. She's an integral health coach. And this gal does homeopathy. And then Nancy is, I think she's a change agent coach, gives people power and awareness. So there are, and I have a lot of health and wellness, a lot of healers and Feldenkrais practitioners. And so I would do it as one site. That's what I would do. You might decide you want to split it out. Boy, these
Okay.
questions are really good.
Yes, they are. We got a lot of great questions. Okay. I know we have some more. We've been, typing back to folks as well, but I think we could probably switch over and do the YouTube demo next, and then
Okay.
come back and finish answering the rest of them.
Okay, so let me just, I got too many screens up, so let me close some of my screens. Hold on, because I got to get back to, let me share this screen. Hold on. Share screen. Okay. We had a lot of questions. Hopefully we got to all of them. If for some reason we didn't and you need a question answered, you can click on the lower right-hand corner and you can, right now the chat's offline, but you can put your name and email, phone number in, and someone can give you a call or we can type back to you. So I know there were lots and lots of questions, and so I just did want to mention that, and you can also schedule a call. So we have Calendly embedded in here, and we do have some time slots for tomorrow if you want your question answered. But I know many people are getting their questions answered and they want to jump in and get those extra bonuses that will happen today. So did you say we can go do the YouTube demo?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So is everybody ready for that? Stop share. All right. Okay, let me go back to the share. Okay, so what am I doing? So I'm going to YouTube. Oh, I didn't show this one, Wild Heart Nature School. I just want everyone to take note at how every site I've shown is completely different. And that reflects the uniqueness of who you are, your message you want to give out to the world. And this is why I have taught this program for so many years, because it is so exciting and empowering seeing people create exactly the website of their dreams. So it's, everyone's got different color schemes, a different vibe, etc. All right, so now what I'm going to do, I just wanted to point that out, is I'm going to YouTube. And does somebody want to type in sort of what their area of expertise is? And what we're going to do is find a video. And Joanna, you just let me know. Find a video. I'll find a video if someone types in job search coaching. Oh, and Joanne, I think somebody had asked about, when do the calls start? And that is in the FAQ. We are having, we're going to have next Friday an orientation call, but here's the schedule. But again, the schedule of calls is for the Q&A. So some people don't, so you come wherever you are in the program, but you don't have to wait for the live webinars to get started. And how long are they? I think it says here 90 minutes. They're approximately 90 minutes long. But you can come on and stay for however long you want, and then the replays come out usually the next day. Okay, Joanna, so what should I search for YouTube?
Okay. We
Job
got
search
Spanish teaching. We've got elimination of pain, EFT practitioner, ELS.
Is there a
sign
theme?
language?
ASL? Sign language?
American ESL teachers. Oh, that's not sign language. That's English as a second language.
Okay, so I'm going to type, TED Talk, and then I'm going to put in eliminating beliefs.
Okay.
If I spelled that right. Yeah, I didn't spell it right, but that's okay. How to eliminate self-doubt forever and the power of the unconscious mind. So what am I doing? I'm going to YouTube and I'm typing in TED Talk and whatever the category is. So I think someone put ESL language. There's pretty much a TED Talk about anything. And then what was the other one? Job search coaching. TED Talk, let's see, job search coaching.
We've got eliminating pain and chronic stress-free conditioning expertise. Another one.
So as you can see, you type in TED Talk and then eliminating pain, and it's okay if I don't spell it correctly. And so there's a TED Talk on pretty much anything you can think of. So
got EFT as well.
EFT tapping, EFT tapping.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So tapping into your superpowers. All right, so it doesn't matter which one. So I'll pick this one. And there's different TED Talks all over the country.
And Christina, we can hear the YouTube video, just so you know.
You can hear it.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, good.
Remember when you were 6 years old?
Okay, so your job as the business owner is to look through YouTube and find which video works well for you, right? And that you resonate with. And I'm going to show you how you add it to your WordPress site. So we'll tapping into your superpowers. So what I'm going to do is over here in my practice site, and let me move my tabbed browsing. I don't know if I asked people are familiar with tab browsing, but this is what I've been doing throughout today's training. So I'm going to come into the dashboard and I'm going to go to Posts, Add New on the left-hand side. And I'll call this Tapping into Your Superpowers with EFT. So I might say I found this great video that perfectly explains my methodology of tapping with EFT. And anytime I don't want to think too hard about how to spell something, I just go to Google and it shows me how to spell it. So that's my fast way of fixing my spelling. Okay, so, and I would want to put kind of more text in here, but for the purposes of this demo, I am only going to have this sentence. Maybe I'll add a couple of other sentences. So what I want to do is I'll publish this, and let me look at this. So tapping into your superpower. Okay, pretty plain, right? I'm doing it one step at a time. So I'm going to edit this post, and now I want to add that YouTube video. So you come to YouTube, you go down to the share and you click on the share, then you click on the embed, and I'll do this more than once. And now you click copy, and see all this code? It copies this code. You don't have to understand the code, just know how to copy it. Then I'm going to come over here into text mode, and I'm going to paste this in. And now I'm pasting it in text mode, going back to visual mode. Again, we were talking about Elementor. You can do this with Divi or with Elementor. It doesn't matter. And now I have this video embedded. But I want to take it to a next step, whereas I don't want all of this this trailer, all of this intro. So I'll come over here, I'll exit out, and if people need me to do it a second time, just say so. I'm going to play and find, or I can scroll and find. I'm looking down here, 13, 14, okay.
Remember when you were 6?
About 15 seconds in. So I don't want when someone comes, and imagine my article's longer. I don't want all of that stuff in the beginning. So I'm going to go share, click on share, click on embed just like I did before. And down here, see it says start at, and I think it was 12 seconds. I don't remember, but we'll see how that looks. Now I'm going to copy it again. So YouTube gives you the ability to start it at a certain spot. I'm going to edit this, and I think I'll add a picture to it. I'm going to come back, I'm going to click on this and hit the, I can either click and hit the delete. Hold on, I'm getting myself goofed up. I'll just go to the text and I'll erase that. And then I will paste this in. And now on the right-hand side, click on update. I'm gonna do this again if people need it. So now when I click play, all right, I think that was
Remember when you were
okay, I think 16 seconds. So I'm going to do it one more time. So I'm going to edit the post. I'm going to erase what I did. I'll go into text mode and I'll erase what I pasted in. So now I'm going to come over here. I found the video. I'm clicking on share. I click on the embed button and start at. I select that, but I think I'll change this to 16 seconds in. Hit the tab key. So YouTube updates this. Now I click copy, and I'm now pasting it in text mode. I click paste, and then I see it visually here, and I'll click on update. And now I'm going to view the post. And
remember when you were 6 years old?
okay, so that's a good place to start. So we don't have all that trailer. We start with her saying, remember when you were 6 years old. And it's really better to have more text fleshed out. So let me find YouTube example. So I did this on my blog. I found a video about remembering passwords. So I put a bunch of text in here. I've got an image that I created. Here's the YouTube video and then other text in here as well. So with my, I'll close some of these. Got too many up here. So I'm going to put some more text in here. So I'm just going to, I've got some dummy text. So I'll just copy it because I want to flesh this out better. It makes showing you, and this is what web designers do. This is called Latin text. I hope everyone is following. Let's edit this. So, you know, if I were writing an actual article, you know, there would be sort of more kind of words around the video, right? So, and I'm putting in my own commentary. And so here's the concept. You go to YouTube, no matter what field you're in, you find something that's intelligent, that supports your own methodology or your consulting or whatever it is. Maybe you're selling essential oils. There's TED Talks on essential oils. You embed it in to your WordPress, your blog post. Then you write your copy around it, right? Like I did when I saw this, it was really funny about remembering passwords. So I wrote copy around it, and then you post it. So you are now giving commentary on someone else's content, but YouTube allows you, if you search for something and it's searchable on YouTube, you are allowed to you are allowed to embed it on your site. And I'm going to edit this post again. I know we've been going a long time. And I think I'm going to find, let's see, I'll set the featured image, and I don't have anything on tapping. So I'm not sure what would be relevant. I'm really into spirituality, so maybe I'll put this in and click update. So now I put an image up at the top, and I could add other images in here. I could have a button that says, you know, contact me for a consultation. But what's exciting about this is I have control. I can make, change, update. Maybe I decide I don't like this video, I want a different video. And imagine working with a designer, what all that back and forth would take you. It would take a ton of time. So not only is it expensive, but all that back and forth is a ton of time. Whereas, you know, it's like, oh, do I like this header graphic? Maybe I'll change it and come up with something else. So, all right, I think I took a long time. We've been going 2.5 hours. Joanna, back to you. I hope we got most questions or all questions answered.
We do. I think I just see like three more right now. We'll see if anybody else has any others they want to type in. But Lawrence just had a comment when he was watching the YouTube demo, and he said, "I see you know how to teach." So wanted to pass that on.
Yeah, I love teaching. I'm the happiest when I'm teaching. And yes, it's funny. Someone was suggesting Grammarly. I have not yet installed the Grammarly extension on my browser, so I'm kind of lazy and I go to Google, but I know Grammarly is a better tool to use. And I was saving that because I want to make a demo I want to record a video on how to install Grammarly on your browser.
Okay.
So, but you know, if in doubt, go to Google and you can find the answers.
Okay, and Barb also appreciated the demo. Lawrence, yeah, Kathy. So question from Judy. Judy was asking, do you need Divi or Elementor to embed videos?
No, you don't.
Okay.
In my demo, I didn't use Divi or Elementor at all. I used the
Okay.
simplest classic editor. That's how I start people out. And then if you want, you can like I have where's the examples? No. So this talks about the different training modules.
We can't see your
Oh,
screen.
thank you. So here I've got the different training modules, but I also have a video embedded with some case studies, and I've shown some of these. But it's just a little montage of, sorry, the music's kind of loud. It's a montage of a bunch of different people who've been through the program. And that was embedded with Divi. So again, it's when you have these skills, and I really want to teach you because I want to make you a success story, you learn how to kind of mix and match. And I need this, I don't need this. I'm going to start out simple, like this gal. Let me bring this up. She's using a free theme. So she's not using Divi. She's using Divi. She's using a free theme. So she's using a free theme. So she's using Divi. She's using Divi. She's using a free theme. And I believe this gal's also using a free theme. So you don't have to use the Divi theme, even though I talk about it a lot. I think I have free theme sites with free themes. I'll just click on a few of these. This gal's using Spacious and Elementor, and Elementor is free. I think I showed that. So I just want to show lots of different examples. So this gal does yin yoga. This gal does conscious parenting. This gal is a marketer. She helps you market your business. This is Brooklyn Animal Action. It's an animal shelter in Brooklyn. She's using a free theme with Elementor. Tim is a business systems strategist. He's using a free theme. This one looks really nice. She's using a free theme. Boy, this is interesting. It looks like a Divi site, but it's not. And then this gal is also using a free theme. And she might also be using Elementor too. And this gal, I think she's using Divi. As you can see, and Joanna knows, I get so excited. I'll like email Joanna. I'm like, have you seen this site? It looks so great. So anyway, that's why I keep teaching this, because it's really fun to see what people create of, business coaches and consultants, spiritual folks, the whole kind of gamut of, language, and doctors and real estate people and authors and speakers. So
Yeah, Judy typed in, I'm inspired.
oh, good.
Okay, so Edwin is working on a book that he needs to promote. It's I don't know if you'd call it like a spiritual book, spiritual type book. So is that something he could do with WordPress in the course?
Yeah, do we have the gal who's writing a book and her book is not out yet? What is her name? She's an author. The one who's got the book on bees. Do you remember her name? Let me see if I can find it.
Oh no, it's not coming to mind.
Well, I want to point out, like, your book doesn't have to be published to have, and I'm going to look up in the authors area. This is on my blog. Her site went live and her book is not published yet. So creating a website even before your book is published. Oh, she just went live, but she's not the one. Oh, Judith. Okay, so Tanya Ann. This is her site, a spiritual site, faith-based site, and then I'm looking for Judith. Yeah. So I'll want to put this on our webinar links, because her book is not out yet, but she or her publisher wanted her to so BB Saves the Honeybees and order the book. I don't know if the book is ready yet. Maybe it's out. Oh, it's out. Okay. Like a couple months ago, it wasn't out. So here's her site. And this is also an example of a one-page site. Joanna will add this to the webinar links, and there's no menus. So, and I know she's doing more behind the scenes. And then here's Tanya Ann. And then here's her. She's got her books. Okay, let me stop that share. I have been going over and over what the offer includes, what the course includes. Are there any last calls for people who have questions about what's in the website creation workshop before we end?
I do not see any others. I know we've typed back to a lot of folks, and I think, yeah, I don't see any other. Linda says thank you.
Okay.
I don't see any other questions at this point.
Okay, so let me hold on. Let me just share this. And normally my calls don't go this long, but I wanted to make sure that I really explained everything what the course is about and show different examples and all the bonuses you get, plus the bonus from Pat, and for that extra thing they're going to do for you, which was in the PowerPoint. And let me see if I can find that slide again. Here it is. Yeah. So Pat's team will design a custom sales system for your business's service. So that's the extra, and just enter 365 bonus when you order. And the place to go is websitecreationclass.com. Once you order, then my team will be in touch with you to make sure you've got your password to the members area, and then they'll be sending you either today or tomorrow your student project setup. We're having an orientation class next week. If you like a live orientation, I think it's next Friday at 11 Pacific, but all the info is already online. So if you want to get started right away or this weekend, that you can do that. And thank you to Joanna. Joanna, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you to Joanna and Seamus for helping me out, and for Pat and Danny Inney, who invited me. I'm sorry that he couldn't be here today. Invited me to present in front of you because he knows people need websites. I've been doing this for years. I specialize in non-techies, but as you can see, there's a whole range of people who go through my program. Websitecreationclass.com. Pick the payment plan that's right for you. If you've got any additional questions, you can schedule a call. You can reach out to us here on the little help box. And then also we have at the very top a phone number. You'll find that phone number at the very top if you wanna call. So that is it for me. Thank you, everyone. I hope to see you in the program, and I'm seeing some thank yous in the chat. Appreciate that. Thank you for being patient with some of my little tech hiccups, but that's how it goes with technology. You just kind of have to roll with it when things don't go right and kind of get yourself back to center. And I hope to see you in the program, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye, everybody.